Hey, welcome to my podcast, Cold Narratives. I'm your host, Iceberg Green. About to let y'all hear some of these cold narratives. Check it out. Okay, so this is NBC News show called Think Again. The guy named is Andrew Stern. And he's talking about, privacy. And this was not too long ago when they did this. So this guy's talking about privacy and our data and how important it is for us to keep track and know what they're doing and try to ask questions because they don't really have a right to do what they're doing with our data. But this is his take on it. Check it out.
I think it's one of the worst functions of the way that the internet tends to work. And I think it's a myth that we've been bludgeoned into accepting.
Every day, it looks more and more like that bargain has spiraled out of control. Because it turns out that the services we got maybe weren't all they were cracked up to be. We get free access to websites, life-changing apps, and connective social media, and in exchange, companies collect our data to sell to advertisers.
Facebook is accused of inciting a genocide in Myanmar.
TikTok, Snap, and YouTube facing questions about how well they protect children.
Instagram reportedly knew the app was fueling body image and other mental health issues.
And the amount of data being collected on each of us was shocking. The specificity of that data is creepy. And companies and governments are using that data in ways we never imagined or really agreed to. The entire way we think about and understand privacy is wrong.
Privacy's many things. They really don't turn on secrecy. They don't turn on information you want to hide. They're really about the use of your information. How information about you is gathered, compiled, what inferences are made from it, and ultimately what decisions are made about it. In this country, we're presumed innocent. We don't have to justify ourselves to the government. I don't have to constantly be looking over my shoulder, wondering what some government bureaucrat is likely to think about what I'm doing. That's the whole point of privacy. It's none of your business.
So yeah, man, I got all that. I have to do it as a businessman. I have to keep all these different platforms. And I'd be scared every time I put my name information in there because it's like, man, it's finna go somewhere. You feel me? That's the way I be feeling every time I do it. It's like hella people sitting there waiting for me to do it, and they just looking at my information like, what should we do with this dude? Send it to somebody else? And then he sends someone, and then it's for real, man. That's why we end up getting denied for stuff. That's why when we put in for stuff, even when our credit is all right, we still don't get approved. We need 4 people to sign something just to get approved for something. We need our whole family to co-sign for it just to get a car, to get a house. We damn near need the whole city to co-sign for us to get a house. So it's a lot, man, for real. And they using this data to prevent us from getting this stuff just based on who we are. You feel me? As minorities, you feel me?
But it goes beyond not wanting certain people, companies, or the government to have intimate information about you.
It causes harm because this information could be used to make judgments about people. And it can be used to decide things that affect people's lives.
You could be prevented from qualifying for an apartment or being able to buy a house or a car. You could miss out on your dream job because of your financial history. You could be preemptively fired for looking at another job opening. Chris Gilliard has been one of the foundational scholars on the privacy abuses of the internet, specifically how they impact already marginalized communities. And being the privacy expert that he is, he doesn't pose for photos or go on camera for interviews. He'd only do an audio interview with me.
Many people, the assumption is that these mechanisms don't make mistakes. And that is very far from the truth.
Professor Solov and Gilliard made almost this exact same point. Privacy is really about agency. Do you have the right and the ability to control who knows what about you?
The claim that you have nothing to hide comes from a very privileged position.
By that, he means that people who typically say this, and this has been true in my anecdotal evidence too, are usually white folks who the system tends to take care of. But for folks of color, these systems historically do not.
I just want to say, when you guys got the social media, you got Google, you got all these different apps, you got all this different stuff in your life that you go on a website and do, and you talk about people being in your business. You feel me? And they all in your business. I just want to put that out there. So we need to protect our privacy in more ways than one. I'm telling you, your kids, you, your family, they're using this data, man, to fuck us over, man. They don't have to go outside and target us no more. They can use it through this data and analysis and all this different shit about our lives, man, to target us in a different way, man. I'm telling y'all. So pay attention to this shit. Stop, letting your shit out there like that.
Even in the case of what law enforcement can't get or would say require a warrant to get, often they can just ask or buy that from particular companies.
For example, a report came out in May showing that ICE is buying tons of information from data brokers to create a massive surveillance system. It can point at almost anyone in the country with basically no oversight. And it's not just data brokers. All sorts of powerful companies and government agencies are buying and using data in ways we didn't agree to.
I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to say God bless everyone going through the struggle. And watch out for them cold narratives that the government be trying to push on us, y'all. And to all my black people, I would be nothing without y'all. Thank you all.
That was the first time I heard little nigga get out. I had to hit them streets, strapped with my cleats like I'm playing running back. Went to the turf, yeah, changing help me, cause I can't help myself. I thank you every single day and I'm not holding my breath. God help me, cause I can't help myself. I thank you every single day and I'm not holding my breath. But little did they know I've been scarred since birth. Putting in work, did that shit from the dirt. If a nigga want problems, man, I used to solve them. I'm going backwards, but my game is still evolving.